your sign. Have you ever wondered what a healthy love really looks like? Not perfect, not fairy tale. Peaceful, consistent, safe. This episode is for you.
Before we talk about red flags and toxic traits, let's start with the green flags. Because honestly, ladies, when you've been through chaos, I know I have, I know you have, peace can honestly feel unfamiliar, eh? But this is what real love is supposed to feel like. Hi, Queens. My name is Katie Ann, founder and president of InspireHer Foundation.
And my name is Rachel. I am the VP of InspireHer Foundation. And today we have a great episode for
For
you.
you.
Yes, this is your sign, sis, that love doesn't have to hurt to be real. Today we're talking about the secure type. Man, do we all want that? The foundation for a healthy relationship, whether it is a friendship, family dynamic, romantic connection, security is what helps love feel safe, not stressful. A secure personality is grounded in emotional balance. They are people of secure attachments, trust easily, communicate openly, which we all need that, and aren't afraid to be vulnerable. They can give and receive love without the fear of losing themselves. When you meet someone that's secure, have you ever noticed how calm they feel? Not because life is perfect, but because they've done the inner work, something that we all really need to do. They're not looking for someone to complete them. They're looking for someone to connect with them and one who complements them. Think of it like this. A secure person doesn't panic if a text isn't answered right away. They don't create stories in their head of why someone's quiet. Instead, they assume good intent. They stay grounded and they communicate. That's what emotional safety looks like. It is the opposite of chaos. It's connection without confusion. So before we go deeper, ask yourself, when was the last time love felt peaceful for you? Not perfect, not dramatic, just peaceful, because that's where real love lives. Coming out of chaos, which we've all been there, we don't recognize peace right away. It feels too quiet, too still, like something must be wrong. But that's just your spirit adjusting to the calm after the storm. So let's talk about what peaceful love actually looks and feels like after chaos.
After you've experienced chaos in love, I'm talking about the kind that keeps you walking on eggshells, overthinking, or doubting your worth. Peaceful love can almost feel unfamiliar at first, right? And I'm talking, chaos often feels like intensity, that level of intensity where the highs are intoxicating, the lows leave you feeling empty. You often kind of confuse passion with peace because the roller coaster feels like connection. But honestly, ladies, it is exhaustion disguised as excitement. Peaceful love, on the other hand, it makes you feel safe, you know? You're not guessing how someone feels about you every day. There's a level of consistency that gives you peace, not confusion. And then communication also flows so easily, not fearful. You literally can express yourself without being punished for your emotions, ridiculed. You don't have to shrink or chase to prove your worth. Okay? Ladies, it's calm, not boring. It's also steady, not stagnant. And then secure love is basically mutual effort, okay? Not no emotional gymnastics. No, honestly, ladies, I don't know about y'all, but I know that I'm not that flexible, okay? And then when you've lived through chaos, and I have, I know a lot of you have as well, peace initially might make you feel uncomfortable at first. You might even think that something is missing because this is not your norm, right? But let me break this down for you, ladies. That's just your nervous system adjusting to what it means to be loved gently. Okay? Peaceful love, it doesn't trigger your survival mode at all. It nourishes your soul. Now, a thing to note with secure love, though, peace after chaos, it is not just about finding the right partner or person to be with. It's about being whole enough to receive that kind of love without questioning if you deserve it. Because you know, and I know that you do. Every woman does, okay? And right now, honestly, I'm so grateful to have done the inner work with myself to heal and to grow, relearning how to love myself after believing someone else's toxic version of me. Can you imagine? So now, after doing all the work, I am so ready to explore a healthy dating with intentions for a relationship, okay? You definitely don't need to earn secure love. You just have to heal enough to recognize it.
Oh, Katie, and that was such great information. I loved all of that. Ladies, I hope you're taking notes because we are dropping gems for you right now. So, we have talked about secure love. We talked about what it feels like after chaos, but here's the truth. You don't need someone else to make you feel secure. Can you believe that? You can actually build it within yourself. Security starts as an inside job. Remember, we were talking about the secure type? They're grounded in their emotions. Yes, it starts on the inside. Before it shows up in your relationships, it has to live in your habits, your thoughts, your mentality, what you think about yourself, how you talk to yourself. When we say secure within yourself, we mean emotionally anchored. Yeah, emotionally anchored. That means through anything, you will be emotionally safe. You can experience disappointment without spiraling into overthinking, because some of us do that. What's wrong with me? Okay, that's completely different. Well, you can't do that when you're secure. You can disagree without fearing abandonment. You can love deeply without losing yourself in the process. Y'all been there? I've been there. That kind of strength doesn't come overnight. It's built with consistency, self awareness, and also, ladies, let's be honest, we need to be more graceful with ourselves. For women who survived chaos, whether it's toxic love, betrayal, or emotional neglect from family or friends, rebuilding security looks like learning to trust your own voice again.
Ah, Rachel, you're so right. Learning to trust your own voice again, ladies. Like, that's some real nugget right there. And it is not easy, okay? But here are some practical steps that we can take to cultivate security, okay? The first thing that you can do, you gotta heal your inner narrative. Start by rewriting the stories that you tell yourself. If you've been taught that love equals pain or consistency, begin affirming the opposite. Love can actually be steady, ladies. I am safe with myself. I deserve peace. Yes, you deserve peace. Another thing you can do is to set and keep boundaries, okay? Boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. We've heard about this. But boundaries aren't walls. They're doors that open for healthy connection. Now, remember, I said they're doors, right? And if it open, it can close for those chaos too, right? And every time you honor a boundary that you set, you're reinforcing to yourself that I can trust me because you can. You also gotta practice emotional regulation. Oof, emotional regulations. Whenever you're triggered, begin to pause before you react, okay? Whether you're sad, where you get angry, whether there's rage, take a breath. Journal if you like to. I love to journal, okay? You can even go for a walk. Ultimately, the goal isn't to suppress the emotion. It is really to create space before the response. Because honestly, ladies, that space is where the peace lives, okay? You also want to start by building self trust through some small wins, okay? Do what you say you're gonna do, even the little things. Like for me, I said, hey, at least once a week, whether I'm going somewhere or not, I'm gonna get dolled up just because I want to. I want to get dolled up for me. And that's a commitment I made for myself. It's the little things. Okay, let's start by keeping these promises to ourselves. This signal to your brain that you're safe in your own hands. Okay, and ladies, how we talk to ourselves really matters. Rachel mentioned earlier, be graceful to yourself. Speak nicely to yourself, okay? And then finally, you definitely want to surround yourself with secure energy. You know, be in environments that are healing because guess what? Healing environments, it matters. Whether it is a friend who listens without judgment or even a therapist who holds space for your growth. You always want to remember, ladies, security is easier to maintain when it is mirrored around you, okay?
Oh my goodness. All those are so many key takeaways. So, ladies, I hope you're taking notes because this is what we need to do for ourselves, for that healing. We need to be the secure one. We all need to be that secure one. But I'm going to be honest with you. Being secure doesn't mean that you're not going to fear, doubt, or be lonely. It means that you know how to ground yourself when those moments come, when those storms arrive, when you have those waves that are trying to toss your emotional ship over. You're going to know how to anchor yourself. You are no longer chasing validation. You actually become your own. Absolutely. And that is the freedom that we all deserve. That kind that says, I am safe, I am loved, and I am enough because you are enough. Even when no one else is around to remind you of that, you are enough. If you ever felt like love always meant chaos, inconsistency, and walking on eggshells, ladies, this is your sign that peace is possible. Not because someone else gives it to you, but because you decided that you're no longer going to accept less. Being secure doesn't mean being perfect. It means being aware. It means you can write your own story without shame or choose to be better without an apology. Peaceful love feels like this. No guessing games, no big signals, no begging to be misunderstood. And let's just say, no over explaining why you feel that way. It's calm, it's mutual, it's consistent. And it starts when you start showing up for yourself in the same way that you want somebody else to. You don't need to chase clarity. Let me get this straight. You don't need to chase clarity. When you are secure, you are your own clarity. You know where you stand, you know your boundaries, and you know that you can emotionally regulate in these moments. So be that secure partner that you want in your life.
Ooh, Rachel, I love it. You don't need to chase clarity. Ladies, are we done chasing clarity? I know I am. So before you go, we want to hear from you in the comments. Share one way you're choosing peace over patterns this week. Let's hold each other accountable in this healing journey. Tag another lady who's learning to rebuild her sense of self after the chaos, okay? Let her know that guess what, Queen? You're not alone. Now, if this episode spoke to you, hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, turn on that notification because guess what? Next week, we're diving into episode 2, the anxious attachment styles. When love feels like overthinking. This is your sign, sis, to heal, to grow, and to become the most secure version of yourself. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.